So this is the last one of the term, and then we've got 4 and a bit weeks off, maybe 5. And I've set the dates for when we come back. It's the end of April we come back together. So I'll send you an email about when we start, or you can have a look on the website. Then there's 5 weeks. So you have to do the same as you did before, where you book 6 weeks and you get your £10 back coupon. So, all right, lovely. So let's start off with a lie down and a check-in with ourselves. Just connecting in the spine on the floor. And sometimes it's really nice to start with the knees bent and really feel that connection of the spine from the tailbone right the way up. Just tipping the pelvis a little, and then experiencing the spine and where it connects with the mat until probably it gets to the neck. And you might not feel spine on the neck on the floor then. It's such an opportunity to really ground, and then keeping that connection if you're able to as you extend your legs away. It might be that you find that there's a small of your back goes into a little bit of an arch. So just checking in with that and whether that's comfortable for you, or whether you'd like to place something in that area, blanket, or you might just want to keep your knees bent. Feet hip distance apart. And allowing the feet to flop out to the sides. And checking in with the shoulders away from the ears. Arms away from the sides of the body, palms up to the ceiling. A soft curling of the fingers, thumbs. And just checking in with the neck. It might be that you just need to just shuffle the head from side to side, or tuck the chin in, or find a cushion. Place your head on the cushion. And as you breathe out, surrendering the weight of the body to gravity. Checking in with any holding patterns that you might have. Those places in the body where it's really hard to let go. And see if, by paying attention to them, by connecting it in with the breath, you're able to soften and release. Breathing in and breathing out with awareness. Having a real sense of yourself, the space you take up on the mat. Perhaps considering all the other people in the world who might be practicing yoga in some form or another in this moment. And then gently starting to deepen the breath a little. And when you're ready, And only when you're ready, starting to bring your body back into a little bit of movement. A wriggle, a stretch. Maybe just a yawn. Oh. Bringing your body into movement with awareness so that you really feel the fingers and the thumbs, the toes. As you stretch, sensing into the spine, the shoulders, the hips, the backs of the legs, as you push the heels, the fronts of the legs, as you put the toes. And bending through the knees. It's finding the position for your spine. So it might be that you pick up the pelvis a little, drawing through the core, and then the spine finds the floor, the lower back, that small of your back, pressing down gently into the floor. And if your head's on a cushion or a pillow, taking that away and put the hands behind the back of the head, draw the chin into the chest, and then put the head back down on the floor. So it's nice and heavy, lengthened through the neck. And the neck is long, it allows the spine to lengthen away. Taking the hands down by the sides of the body and the palms facing down towards the floor. So it gives you a little bit of stability, spreading the fingers and thumbs. And we're going to take a breath in, bring the right knee in, keep the hands completely on the floor as you breathe out, extend the right leg away. Breathing in, bring that knee in towards you. And as you breathe out, placing the foot very, very slowly down onto the floor, transitioning across to the left side. Breathing in, knee bent, breathing out, extend the leg, breathing in, coming back in, and slowly engaging through the core as you place that foot down. So doing that from one side to the other. Take your time. There's no rush, no hurry. Having some tone in your pelvic floor. So even by just slowing that down as the foot comes down, you can feel the engagement of the abdominal area. Slowly and gently easing from side to side. And then we're going to start to involve the arms. We're going to go opposite to opposite. So as you bring your right knee and you take your left arm up and then extend that arm away, bring it back up. And as the foot reaches the floor, so too does the hand. And then swapping it to the other side. So you can do this really softly and gently in a beautiful flowing movement, starting to mobilize into the larger joints of the body, the hips and the shoulders. So you can do this in a stronger way where you're really reaching up for the ceiling with your hands, so you're lifting the shoulder up off the floor. And as you extend away, there's a feeling of real lengthening as you reach beyond your fingertips, open into the waist, and at the same time pushing the heel, bringing the toes down towards you. So easing from one side to the other, choosing what feels right for you this morning. Soft or strong, that relationship between steer and sukha. Soft flow and the strengthening rigidity that gives us substance. Neither is better than the other. We need both to create balance, stability, and softness. Equally important. And the next time you bring your right leg up, we're going to take both arms up. So still doing the legs separately, but the arms extend away. So I'm talking about Sthira and Sukha. It makes me think of how we talk about the different sorts of compassion we can bring to ourselves, the soft, gentle, kindly compassion, but also the fierce compassion, like a tiger looking after its cubs. Sometimes it's really helpful to see that that kind of compassion is appropriate for ourselves and for others. Just popped into my mind the relationship between the two. Okay, and then next time, bringing both feet, both hands back down to the floor, and then making sure that your pelvic floor, your core is nice and tight, drawing everything in. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift, if you're okay to do it, both knees, both arms, come in and then straighten the legs, reach away with the arms, and then bringing that back. And as you come back, slowly, see if you can just keep the whole of the back onto the floor. You need to use your core to stabilize as you ease back down. We're doing that a few times. That real sense of lengthening, of opening, reaching away, and then really contracting. That isometric contraction through the abdominal muscles. And then next time we come up, holding it there for a little while. So stretching up, pushing the heels, bringing the toes down towards you, really reaching away with your fingertips and drawing that belly button down to the base of the spine. Pelvic floor is nice and tight, and breathe. Good. And then gently bringing the soles of the feet together. Hold the hands around the soles of the feet if you can, or else get a strap and throw that strap around the feet. And then drawing the feet down towards the groin. And pressing the knees away so that you're having a beautiful stretch in the inner thighs. Breathing in, feeling the expansion of the belly. As you breathe out, just drawing those feet towards you a little bit more. As you exhale, that belly button coming to the base of the spine, a real contraction of the pelvic floor. I'm out of the breath talking then. And then we're going to circle around. So that's holding onto the feet or the ankles or the calf muscles, whatever you can. Circling the feet around and feeling the rocking that happens just naturally in the back and allowing that to be. So it's a nice feeling to start to massage into the back and bring in a little bit of a twist. And then back the other way, feeling the hips, the knees. Keeping the chin tucked in, so you're not hyperextending through the neck. And then hands on the outer edge of the feet as we go into happy baby. So the knees out to the sides, coming down towards the floor, the soles of the feet coming up to the ceiling. Might want to give your little toes a wriggle. Just mobilize into these joints too while we're here. Baby. Notice again any holding patterns in your hips and release that. The shoulders soft. And then we're going to bring the knees together gently and then cross the right leg over the left and slide the hands down so that we're going to cow legs. Turkey feet. So if you're able to flex the feet and draw those knees down towards your chest. Nice and slowly. Feeling the stretch. Keep the shoulders soft. And just allow the breath to allow you to stretch into that right buttock hip. And it's all very easy. You can lift up your left foot. Draw the knees in a little bit more. And then ease yourself out of that. Maybe a little rub of the areas. And then the other side, the left over the right. Slide the hands down to the shins or the ankles, perky feet. Drawing them in. And breathe. So this side might be a little more stuck or a little more open than the other. Notice what's true for you. Ooh. And then unravel and have a nice long stretch. Take the arms up, push the heels away. And we're going to roll over onto the belly into prone position. So just take your time to come round to onto your tummy. One hand on top of the other, forehead on your hands. Elbows away from your body and maybe lifting up one leg and then the other. So there's a real spaciousness that you can create in your hips. And as you breathe out, drawing in through the pelvic floor and the tailbone going down to the heels. Breathing in, the belly expands, breathing out that contraction. Good. And then we're going to ease ourselves through to Cobra. So bring the forehead onto the floor, the elbows tucked in, spread the fingers wide, relax through the buttocks and the legs. Take a breath in when you're ready. Breathing out, lengthening through the spine, connecting through the core. So notice the difference that makes as you lift yourself up. It's looking forward, shoulders rolled back and down. And then as you start to come down, connecting back through the core, gently, gently release through the shoulders. So doing that a few times in your own time, following your own breath. And be aware if you can come up a little bit more each time. So feeling into the flexion of the spine. Maybe just pause there for a few breaths in and out and see if there's a possibility of releasing the buttocks and the legs and allowing the spine to soften a little more. Also ensuring the legs stay parallel. There's a tendency for them to wander out. So if they've done that, just bringing them back into alignment so that you feel sort of lying alongside each other, the big toes touching. And then next time you come up, holding it in that position, roll the shoulders back, lifting up the head so there's a sense of opening through the throat, the heart, opening up to the sky, the universe. And then as you come down, just let yourself land on your elbows. Spread the fingers wide so you don't come back all the way to the ground. Just let the lower back, all those lovely muscles there, release. Beautiful, long, deep breaths in and out. And we're going to go into eagle arms from here. So bringing the left arm across to the right side, crossing the right arm over, elbow on the floor if that's possible for you, and then hands together and just twist those hands around. Nice breath. Feel the opening through the shoulders. This creates a little bit more space in your thoracic spine, your upper back. And then changing over to the other side. So just take your time, come back to the elbows onto the mat and then cross the left over the right. If you can find both elbows on the floor, that's great, but that might not be available to you. And then once your hands are together, see if you can twist them around away from you to create more of a stretch in that left shoulder now. It might feel quite different on this side. Just noticing that. Good. And then unravel that. Just bring your head down to the floor, turn it to the side, have a few moments of just rest and ease, releasing into the lower back. Maybe just have a natural little shuffle about, and then some stillness, some breath. And then on the next in-breath, preparing yourself to come into cat as you breathe out, easing yourself up into that posture. So coming into cat, spreading the fingers, knees on the floor, underneath the hips, flat back. Beautiful breath in as you breathe out. Pull nice and tight. Rounding the back up to the ceiling, and then softening through the spine with the in-breath, tailbone first. Feel that beautiful flow up the spine. Incorporating the movement of the shoulders, whereby you're rounding the shoulders forwards as you're pressing down, arching the back, and then rolling the shoulders back and down, lifting the head. Enjoying that experience, that sensation. And then we're going to continue this movement, but going into tiger like we did last week with the knee completely bent. So as you bring your body weight over onto your left knee, as you lift up your head, keep the knee bent, lift the sole of the foot up to the ceiling as if your head's trying to get onto the foot. And then as you exhale, bring the knee through. And the invitation is to really keep the back moving as we just have been, so that there's that arching up as you push through the hands, and then the softening and release in the spine as it goes into a bend, and you lift your foot up as high as you can, keeping the knee really bent. So you're trying to bring, or imagining that you're trying to bring that foot up to your head. And as you're doing this, noticing how the core comes into play, where you're drawing your belly button to the base of the spine as you bring your knee through, and then releasing a little, keeping some tone to control. See if you can lift up your knee, lift up that leg a little bit more. Just playing around with it. And then slowly down, having a pause in the middle, breath in and out, and then easing over to the other side and doing the same. So the knee is bent. Just feeling into that movement of the spine. Sometimes we forget about the spine as we start to move into the hips. So enjoying how your body moves together, that interconnectedness of the body, the breath. And then gently ease back down, just come back and have a shake of the wrists, give them a little bit of a break. And coming back into cat, finding that nice connection through the core, lovely flat back. I'm going to take the right knee out to the side, flex the foot. And then from there, extending the leg away and then bending it in. So just starting to strengthen a little. Keeping the core nice and strong as you bend and straighten. It's hard work. And bringing the knee down, taking it over to the other side. So making sure that the knee is lined up with the floor, parallel to the floor. Taking it out to the side and bending it in. Good. Perfect. And then slowly down, let's just stretch it all out. Knees are separate. Nice long stretch, both hands on the floor. Lengthening away. And then it might be a good idea to take your socks off if you've still got them on. We're going to go into elbow plank. So coming back into cat and then bringing your elbows down onto the floor, forearms, really resting on the floor. And as we go into elbow plank, remembering that it's not about, it's not elbow dog, so your bottom's not sticking up. We want to keep your bottom lengthened away, straight with the spine and the legs. So it might be that you need to just move your knees back one sort of notch, tuck the toes under, and then as you bring your shoulders over your elbows, your bottom comes down. That's it, Karen. Down. Can you come any more, Karen? That's it. That's it. You've got it. It might be you need to move your elbows forwards a little bit if that's sore on your shoulders. Some of you I can't actually see. That's it, Louisa. Well done. Good, good. The rest of you I can't really see properly. Sorry to say. But just holding it there. Drawing in through the core. Tailbone goes down towards the heels. Come out of it. Whenever you're ready, have a stretch, then go back into it. So give yourself a little bit of a mini break. Louise has had enough. She's gone. Lovely. And easing yourself back, well done, and back again into a nice stretch. Good, and then back into cat, take a breath in, breathing out, we're going to bring the left foot forward into runner. Coming into runner, stretching out through the front of the right leg. Separating the toes, finding that good strong base. Up on your fingertips, looking forwards. And then placing one hand and then the other on the bent knee. So we start to come into a little bit of a balance. Dropping the pelvis down a little more if that's available to you. Bring your hands into prayer. Lift the arms up. From here you can go into a little bit of a back bend. So if you're able to do that, not losing your pelvis and coming kind of back up, let the pelvis keep dropping down. And then gently bending through, take the right elbow around the outer edge of the left knee, the left elbow up to the ceiling, keeping the hands together, turning to look up at the left elbow. Great. And then coming back around, both hands either side of the foot, tuck the toes under and come up off your knee. So we're really stretching the right leg away, both hands on the floor, bending that left knee, so you're having a very good stretch. And then we're going to turn. So walking the hands into the center, so you come into a wide angle, forward bend. Just allow yourself to stretch out in this position. So the hands are on the floor, you might be able to get your elbows down. Releasing into the shoulders, into the hips. Then gently walking around to the other side, starting off by coming into runner. So the left knee comes down onto the floor, both hands either side of the right foot coming up onto the fingertips. Looking forward, allowing the pelvis to drop. Shoulders back and down, engaging through your upper back. And then coming up with one hand and then both hands on the knee, if that's possible. So just listening to your body and what it can do. And really engaging through the core as you bring your palms together, lifting up out of the waist. Sinking down, let that pelvis open and stretch. Going into a back bend, just arching the back, looking up at the hands if that's possible. And then bringing the elbow around the outside of the knee, coming up to the ceiling and turning to look at that other elbow right up to the ceiling. That's good. So you're really using your core, feeling strong. Nice. You'll be feeling some wobble. And that's all good. Palming out of that. Nice and gently. And then tucking the toes under. The left leg straightening out. That back leg opening into the back of the knee. Both hands either side of the foot. Oh, good stretch of the hamstrings. And then a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, twizzling around to the center. It's a very good yogi word, twizzling around to the center. And again, having a deep hang, or if you can, bringing your hands or elbows to the floor, allowing the back to open, contracting through the core. That really helps to create a bit more space, a bit more stability. Beautiful. And then just wriggling your feet in, walking them in together, and gently and slowly, when you're ready, coming up to standing. Nice. So when you come up to standing, just bringing your feet to a little bit more hip distance apart. Let's ease into the hips a little bit more. So either hands on the hips or the waist. And just soften into that. Shifting from side to side. So really let the hip come out. That's it. Oh. Shoulders are relaxed. And let's take it round in a circle. As you take that round in a circle, you'll feel that response through the spine into the neck. So you might just hear some sounds in the neck. And then back the other way. Okay, bringing the feet in a little bit closer to each other. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms away from you, and then sending that up to the ceiling. Beautiful deep breaths in and out in that extension. Take a breath in as you breathe out, coming up onto your tippy toes. Keep breathing in and out. High up as you can go. Gently down. Doing that again. Take a breath in. Breathing out. coming up onto your toes. If you feel your feet are out to the sides a little bit, straighten them up before you come up onto your toes. Gives you a little bit more stability. That's it. And then slowly down, separate the feet a little bit wider, and let's just ease from side to side. Going from one side to the other, feeling into the waist, opening sensation. Good. Back to the center and gently back down. Oh, roll the shoulders. Take the legs. Release into the shoulders. Good. So we're going to make use of the wide angle that we've managed to create through opening into the hips. So we're going back into that position and the right foot out a little bit, so that as you start to bend your knee, there's a sense of that knee going over foot. You might want to take your foot right the way back, but it might not be ready for that yet. Take a breath in, breathing out. Let's let the elbow come down. The right, so the right elbow on the right leg. Take the left arm up to the ceiling. Breathing in and breathing out. Stretching out to the side. And the palm up to the ceiling. Relax that hand. Easing back to the center and turning the other way. So feeling that lifting up, breathing in, the knee is bent as you breathe out, taking it over. And the palm up. You can bend that knee a little bit more, just adds some strengthening in there. Core is nice and strong. And ease yourself back up, back, standing. So I'm going to go into the side bends we were doing last time. So if you felt that you needed something to stabilize yourself, then getting something. I'm lucky I've got a block, but it might be that you have a book or something. You need something a little bit solid. Give yourself that stability. So just taking your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. The reason you have this or similar is to bring the ground closer to you. But if you've got long arms or you're able to go right the way over to the side, then you might not need anything. So yeah, either you hold it in your hand or you do as Karen has just done so beautifully, and you can put it down there on the side already. So we had a play with this last week. So you've kind of got a sense of where you're going to get to. So let's just take both arms out to the sides. And then let the body weight come over onto the right foot. Hopefully you've got your thing down on the floor on the right side. Take a breath in as you breathe out. Just doing this really slowly so that the right hand comes down onto the floor. Whatever it is you've got. The left leg comes up and the left arm is in line with the right arm, a straight line. Flex that left foot. So the left leg is parallel to the floor. Good. Keep the core nice and strong. Breathe. Just holding it as long as you can. And then as we come out of it, just doing that really slowly. Oh, so there's that lovely transition. Yeah, my fingertips are sore too. See Michelle's looking at her fingertips. Have a little shake. Move your mobile floor to the other side. If that felt really easy, you might want to do it without having that, but really we're trying to get into that place where there's a the leg is completely parallel to the floor. So just noticing what you need. Take the arms out to the sides. Shift the body weight over to the left and then take your time. There's no hurry. Let the right foot come up, drawing in through the core. The left hand comes down onto whatever it is you're resting on. The right leg comes up. The right arm, push the heel away. The left knee is a little soft. Draw in. Hold it there. Reaching up for the ceiling. The arm. When you're ready, coming out of it. A bit harder on that side than it did on the right. That's interesting to notice. So just coming into mountain, a lovely roll of the shoulders. There's a softness. And then a little twist of the spine. Let the hands flop. Come to the end of the mat. Just looking down the mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Take your time to just have some lovely long grounding breaths in and out. And then next time, breathing in, breathing out, stepping forward with the left foot, a long stride forward as we go into warrior one. So just letting that back leg feel nice and straight. The foot will come out a little bit. The front leg, the knee is bent and stops above the ankle. Bring your hands together. Breath in and breathing out, reaching up for the ceiling. So this is like we've just done a lunge. I'm just making use of that flexibility of the spine. That back knee is really open, so the leg is straight. Breath in, breathing out, going into a back bend, looking up at the hands. Good. Feeling the wobble. And then the right hand coming back to that back leg, resting, and ease the left arm back as much as you possibly can. Keep looking up at the hand, opening into the shoulder. And then gently ease yourself back. And back into mountain at the end of the mat, standing nice and tall. Maybe just having a pause and noticing the difference between one side of the body and the other. And then a breath in as you breathe out, stepping forward with the right leg. That back foot will come out a little bit. Straighten the back leg if that's possible. Really feeling like you're opening the back of the knee. I really like that experience of expanding into the back of the knee, and then bring the hands into prayer. Breathing in and breathing out, lifting up out of the waist. You might want to place your hands in a mudra. Helps to interlace the fingers. And as you breathe out, sinking down. And breathing in and breathing out. Just looking up at the hands to start with. And taking them back. Feeling the wobble. Bending through the front knee. If you've lost that integrity of the front leg. And then let the left hand come back. The left leg and the right hand comes back as much as you can, and looking up at the hand. Really reaching up. Feeling that beautiful lengthening through the side, the front of your body, the spaciousness you create. You don't really get that in most positions we're in, and it's so nice to open into this area. The ribs, the waist, right through to the hip. And then gently and slowly ease yourself out of it. Coming into standing, into mountain. Close the eyes. Some deep breaths in and out. I'm going to go up against the wall like we did last time. So, or whatever it is you've got. So a wall, a sofa, a door. So coming to bring your bottom as close to the skirting or whatever you are using. And then the legs coming up the wall. So starting with just having a pause in that inverted posture. You might feel your blood coming away from your feet a little bit. Just making sure you're aligned as much as possible. The spine is lengthened and there's a real symmetry about the body. Maybe just let the head roll from one side to another and shuffle the shoulders away from the ears. Sometimes the shoulders get very caught up around the ears, so just taking them away. And then we're going to start off with the feet on the wall or the door or whatever. The hands on the thighs. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, just gently, gently rolling up and back down. So just easing yourself up and back. Oh, some nice crunchy sounds coming from my upper back. So just see if you can get up onto the shoulders. And there's an invitation here in this next few minutes is to just work with the body as you wish in this inverted position. So just notice the core and the importance of the core. So you might get into one position and really draw that in. And also the difference that the position of the arms makes. So you get up onto your shoulders and then just play around with where to place the arms. Keeping the knees parallel. knowing that you can ease yourself up and back in your own time. And then if you'd like to take that further, as you come up, taking the hands into your back, bringing the elbows together, maybe lifting up one leg and then the other up off the wall. And you might want to ease yourself down into plow. Just have a play around with maybe what you do with your feet, your legs. You might just want to bend knees. Just really listening to your own body and what it's capable of, what it feels like it would like to do right now. It might be really gentle or really strong. If you're taking it really softly today, enjoy sensations of being in this inverted posture. If you're taking yourself into stronger postures, really noticing what comes up in your mind as you're doing it and how it feels in the body to be able to go into these stronger positions today. You might not have been able to do them last time. Sometimes there's a little bit of confidence building to get into stronger postures like handle and plow. Notice if this is here for you. I found myself just bringing the soles of my feet together, resting them against the wall and then pressing the knees away, just opening into the hips. We've been doing a lot of hip opening. Oh, it's just nice to make that space in our hips. So it just was something that felt right for me. So just having an experiment with that for yourself. And the deep breaths. So just gently, whatever it is you're doing, bringing your legs back up again. Having some long belly breaths. And then we're slowly going to ease the legs down, coming onto the back into semi-supine. Good. And then we're going to very gently ease ourselves up to sitting, bring the feet to hip distance apart. Holding around the knees. And then take a breath in, breathing out, rounding the back. So you drop the spine down, bring the chin in, and then breathing in, coming up. You feel the lower part around the tailbone, having a little bit of a massage. Just coming up and back. using your core, the stability of your feet on the floor. Shoulders are down away from the ears. And then we're going to modified boat. So just take the hands out in front of you, take a breath in, and gently ease yourself backwards a little, keeping the back straight, holding it there. Feel the core working. You might feel your legs working. Stay connected to the floor. Just looking forwards, no strain on the neck. And then gently back up. And then next time you go back, there's an invitation if you want to heel your feet on the floor, or you can keep your feet firmly on the floor. So it's entirely up to you. Just holding it there. Feel the core working hard. Coming back when you're ready. So you just need to take care of your back and let your core do the work. Do that one more time. Either keep your feet on the floor and come back, and you will feel your core working strong. Keep your belly button to the base of the spine, or you can lift your feet. Of course, you can extend your legs away if you want to, just to add a bit more to it. We've worked those legs hard, so they might be shaking a bit. And then gently ease yourself up, feet together, nice counter pose. Just allow yourself to sink down over those feet. So the knees out to the sides. Just let the head come down. Let gravity draw you down. And then just finding a comfortable place. You might want to stay sitting and go into a meditation practice, or have a lie down, or go back to feet up the wall, or whatever you wish. So just for a few minutes, finding a comfortable place to rest, to simply be. And just a really short poem from Lena Shah, entitled Interconnectivity. Like the dust plumes that travel from one end of the world to the other, ending up in the rainwater at the opposite end of the globe. We are all connected, reaching one another through our interactions and contributions in this world. So as you lie or sit, feeling into that interconnectivity of the body, breath, mind, emotions, spirituality, anything else that's there for you. And then, just as we did at the beginning of this session, allowing your mind to expand, to sense into all the other people in the world practicing yoga, meditation, mindful movement in any form, Tai Chi, Qigong. As we sense into that connectivity with awareness, we know that we're not on our own, we're not separate. We're all interrelated. That sense of interbeing. Feeling into that vibration, that energy. Noticing the sensations of breath in the body. What it feels like to breathe with awareness. And then if you choose to, we're going to start to come to the end of this session and bring the body back to a little bit of movement. Noticing how the body feels. As you start to stretch or ease over to the side. And gently, in your own time, coming up to sitting. So once you're there, having a stretch, take the arms up. Nice deep breath in. And breathing out, the arms floating down. And namaste. Thank you very much.